So today is August 21st, and last May 19th I posted a video about fig propagation. It was my favorite video that I did, it was my best success rate yet, and it's how I intend on propagating these figs as far into the future as I can foresee. It was just a fabulous method that worked out great, and I got great results from it. So I got a question this morning, and somebody wanted to know, how are those figs doing? Just those 9 figs that we did on that one particular propagation setup last May. So let's go take a look at them and see how they're doing now, August 21st. By the way, for those of you who haven't seen it, I'll put a link up in the corner and down in the description so you guys can go to that video and watch it now.
Alright guys, so here they are. Can you tell which ones? No, I'm just kidding. I'll kind of help you out a little bit here. I've got all my figs mixed up together, but I kept these guys separated for a reason, because I did want to show you the results ultimately. We started with 9 fig cuttings in that little setup that I showed in that video, and this is what we have left. We got 100% success rate, remember, with rooting, and they started leafing out. One of them died back, and it just happens. It's part of nature. You can't help it. Sometimes these things happen, but it was a little black Madeira KK that I had sitting right back in that corner, and I got rid of it because it ended up dying. There's the other black Madeira KK. In fact, this was the smaller of the 2 cuttings, and I thought that this one was going to struggle, but it's shot off and grown really, really well and got some beautiful new leaves coming onto it. But these are the 8 that remain, so we've got 2 rows right down through here, both rows there, plus that little guy right there. That's the Adriatic JH. So what do we have? Let's take a look at these guys. We've got Strawberry Verte, and there's 2 of them, and you can see them growing huge, man. I mean, they are growing fast and putting on tons of growth here. We got like 2 foot of stalk right there, probably a little over 2 foot, but they're growing really well. Then we've got that black Madeira KK in there, and that's the one that I had that made it, and like I showed you, it's doing really well. We've got 2 Adriatic JH, which I really want this variety. Read a lot about it last winter and had to have it. Finally got a cutting. Got 2 of them going here. Look at this. All these are leaves from that Adriatic JH. This thing is growing awesome, man. But we've got 2 of those guys going real good. And then this was the grand finale. This was the real main purpose, these last 3 figs right here, that I wanted to do this experiment, because I knew I was going to get good success rate. I didn't know how good, but I absolutely wanted these 3 fig cuttings to root, and all 3 of them rooted. And they're growing really healthy and doing really well, but I'm not sure why. Sometimes we get hooked on certain figs, but Maltese Beauty was one that I had been wanting, and I finally got the cuttings, and here we are, guys, and they're growing well. And look, we're putting on lots of little figs. Now, none of these will ripen, but we've got lots of little figs coming on these Maltese Beauty, and they're just really healthy and nice looking plants. Look at those beautiful leaves. These guys are growing really, really well, and I am just super excited about these Maltese Beauty. I'm going to definitely plant 1, maybe 2 of them out on my landscape. I got to get that orchard going. That's the ultimate plan, getting a big orchard so all these guys can be growing in the ground here, because we're in zone 8B, and we should be able to grow probably all of these just fine in ground without any problems. They may not all ripen, but we'll be able to grow them all in the ground. Now, these were the batch that I had earlier in the winter, I think January or something. I took all these cuttings, and they're doing good. They're actually taller because they've been growing longer. They've been growing roots longer than those little guys there. These guys started earlier in the winter, but it took them a long time to start taking off. But once they did, they are really, really taking off and doing well. The ones I'm the most excited about, once again, are back here. Martinenca ramata. I've got, what, 1 there, 1 there, and then I think another one right here. So we've got 3 total Martinenca ramata, and they're growing really well. But man, so many different varieties. Coldadam Rojo, or Roja. And then we've got Coldadam ramata. Look at that beautiful, beautiful leaves in there with those guys. This one's my favorite leaf pattern so far. This is the Coldadam Noir, and it's just got this, I don't know, this royal looking leaf pattern. I mean, it's just majestic looking. Isn't that just beautiful? It's just awesome. It looks like it belongs on the front of a crown for a king or something. It's just a beautiful leaf pattern. But I really like that one. That's definitely gonna stay with me, and I'm gonna be taking some cuttings of that guy and rooting them next winter, or this winter, or where are we at? We're in August. We're getting there. Coldadam Grease. Now, This Coldadom grease I'm pretty excited about. It's a little bit more slow growing, it seems like, but I originally bought some Coldadom grease from a guy on eBay that is a trusted fig seller, but then there was all this talk about whether it was a true Coldadom grease and blah blah blah. But I don't know, maybe the one I originally got wasn't, so because they're growing completely differently. But so I went in search and I found somebody selling a true original Coldadom grease that should be the real true variety, and the leaf pattern is definitely different than the variety that I got originally. So this one right here is a true Coldadom grease. Now I know they say, you know, until you get the fruit, you don't know, but I bought this from, I mean, I'm not going to say names, but I bought these cuttings here from a very, very reputable fig seller. And anyway, I've got the leaf pattern and it's growing how it should be growing for a Coldadom grease. So I'm really excited about that one. Get that buddy back in there. Get all these leaves nice and happy. What else do we have? Battaglia. Been wanting that one for a while. Finally got that last winter. White Madeira #1. Now I bought this plant and I had it in a 2-gallon pot. And this guy, let's see, I had this inside my house all winter because I didn't want to take the chance of it dying back. I didn't know how it was going to do. These droopy leaves are from a little bit of underwatering a couple weeks ago, and they never fully recovered. But the new growth is coming out beautiful, and this guy is just growing awesome, man. It's getting tons of nice growth on it. So looking forward to seeing that grow and fruit out in the future. What else do we have? Oh, Black Ischia. This one, I keep hearing people say they just don't grow very well, or they don't grow very fast. Now, they're not growing very fast for me. They are a slow grower. I've got 1, 2, 3, and then 4 of them back in there. But I want to show you something because I thought this was kind of neat. I don't know if it's because it's sitting in a lower spot in the hoop house and there's a lot of water it's soaking up, but these were all the same cutting stock. There's one Black Ischia, and they all pretty much look like that. This one's a little bit even slower growing here, but if you look here, this Black Ischia is like 1.5 feet, creeping up on 2 foot high. Isn't that crazy? It's put on all that growth in just one season here. And so this one's definitely staying with me because, you know, it's got the, I mean, they all came from the same stock, but I love saving and preserving the plants that I know are going to grow the biggest and healthiest and produce the best, and then I know whatever I take from them in the future is going to be the nicest plants. So pretty excited about that that Black Ischia. Hey, there's another Martinenca ramata creeping in. Did I already show you that one? I don't know, maybe I did. But that's it, guys. I just picked this one up. Violet Solis. I've been wanting that one. I didn't get one last year. I don't know why. I probably got outbid, but I finally won one. And we'll see how that guy goes. I just pot him up in a 2-gallon pot. We'll leave him out here for the winter and let him go dormant and see what happens. But that's it. Those are the figs for now. Those are the ones that you were asking me about. There's 8 left. They're all doing very well, growing great. Tons of beautiful figs.
Now about this time I always say I'm done with the figs. I don't want any more of them. I'm just keeping what I got, and it's because I've been watering and fertilizing and all that, just taking care of them all summer long in pots. But the truth is, the closer we get to winter, the more excited I get about taking more cuttings of figs and growing them on. In fact, I've been working on a room that I would like to turn into a complete grow room for indoor plants. I've got a couple rhododendron varieties that don't do well in freezing temperatures, and they're specialty rhododendrons. They're not ones that I bought to plant out anyway, but I need a warm environment with plenty of light through the winter for those. And then you guys have been wanting to see some experiments about, you know, how to overwinter the petunias and just different plants like that, so that come early spring or late winter, you start taking cuttings indoors and have them ready in flowering pots before we even hit spring. And so I'm thinking about doing some things like that in there. And then the big one, figs. If I could get this room built out, the pinky's kind of a challenge right now, but if I could get things going, it's going to be this year and next year, then I will have a beautiful indoor growing environment for all these wonderful plants all through the winter. So if you guys like the video, like it, subscribe if you want to see updates about all this stuff. Have a fantastic week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Adios.